Hello everybody and welcome to the Business Transformation Center. My name is Matthew White and we're doing another unboxing. Now the one thing that's a little bit different about this unboxing versus some of the other ones I might have done in the past is we're not actually showing off a piece of Cisco equipment. We're actually showing off a piece of equipment that you use to get your Cisco equipment up and running. So in this case it is a Tripp Lite 4K HDMI extender. Now where would you use this? Pretty much in the case of this camera here. So I have a side view camera, a Cisco PTZ 4K camera, shooting over to the main room of this classroom here. Now the run back to the codec is a little too long. I can't get there by using a standard HDMI cable too easily. So I am going to be looking at doing this over an HDMI over Cat5 extender. So this one here is HDBaseT. I'm going to put the part number right here on the screen for you guys, so if you want to take a look at it, I'll put the link in the description as well. So if you want to take a closer look at this particular product, feel free to do so. I actually, before I did this unboxing, I did another one, got it all up and running. So this camera here, this 4K camera from Cisco, is actually running over this exact extender. So this is a kit. It comes with 2 units, sender and receiver. But let's go ahead and take a look at what comes in the box. So first off, when you look at this one and you're looking at part numbers, you can actually buy just the transmitter or just the receiver. In this case, this is a kit, so it comes with both. But let's go ahead and pull these 2 out of the box. So we've got 1 box, and we've got 2 boxes. So go ahead and throw this box off to the side, and let's see what's in these. So, take the tape off here, open them up. So first off, we have an infrared receiver for it, or transmitter. You can use it on either end. We have another one. So in this particular installation, we don't need those, but let's say we're using this 4K extender to extend a DVD player or a line to a television or something like that. We need to be able to take that infrared remote control and extend it back to whatever we're trying to send the video from. That's where you'd use those. Okay, so we have the power cable. So this is a standard C13 to 515. And another C13 to 515. And by the way, there was actually 4 infrared, there's 2 infrared receivers and 2 infrared transmitters in this box, just because this box is containing all the cables here. So this power cable is a C13 to another country connection. I'm just going to leave those off to the side. We don't actually need those. In our case, here's another separate country. So they pretty much include the different power cables for different countries around the globe to make sure that it's going to work for you. Let's just go ahead and move those out of the way because we're not going to be using those. Okay, so now we have a USB A to USB B cable. We have the instruction guide and some rubber feet for the unit. We have another USB B to A cable. And then we have some mounting plates as well if you wanted to mount this to the wall. So 4 of those. Okay, so that's everything that's in that box. Let's check out the other one here. So first off, you have your power adapter. They include 2 of those, 1 for each unit. Then we have a little bit of foam. 2 units and some more foam, and that's everything in the box. Let's go ahead and get rid of these. Open this up. There we go. So one thing you'll notice on these is they have both a T and an R. So these are both transmitters and receivers. They can work either way. You have an HDMI in on one side and an HDMI out on the other. So depending on which end you want to use this on, you can do it on either end. You do have firmware upgrade options, turning that on and off. You have long reach on and off, so if you're going over a longer distance or longer span network cable, you can do that as well. I do recommend Cat 6 or higher cable for this one. And then you do have your receiver versus transmitter. So this little switch here is what indicates if it's going to be the receiver or the transmitter. By default, they're both on receiver, so you just got to flip one of those little pins over to the transmitter side so that it works as a transmitter. And then your HDMI audio, do you want it to transmit audio from the HDMI cable over as well? That can be flipped on and off. And then you have your RS-232 connection. Again, you can use those Phoenix type connectors for that. And then you have your HDBaseT Ethernet connection on here for transmitting to the other unit. You do have USB on these as well, so if you wanted to connect like a keyboard and mouse and run it back to a computer and use this for transmitting from a computer, that can be done that way too. But for our case, most of that's not needed. We just need to make sure that we are getting HDMI from the camera over to the actual codec. So I'm just really using the HDMI out from the camera into the HDMI in on the transmitter unit, running Ethernet over to the receiver box, and this can be run through like a patch panel or things like that to get over there. Just make sure you stay underneath the max distance that the unit itself recommends. And then you come out of the unit from the HDMI out into the actual codec itself. So that's pretty much everything you need to know. I will say, if you are going to be using the wall mounts, I would not attach the feet to the bottom. That's why they're not pre-attached, because once you put the feet on there, they kind of get in the way of the wall mounting. So leave those off if you're actually going to wall mount the unit. Okay. The actual power cables, so these are going to be a locking type power cable. They just push directly in, and then you spin this to lock in place so it doesn't come out easily. And that would be the same on the other unit as well. Okay. And then your power cable, depending on which one you need, that's going to connect into the power brick. And same thing on the other one. And that would just connect into your wall. So great thing here is it's an easy setup. It doesn't take very long. The reason why I recommend these particular units over some of the other ones is because of the HDBaseT connection and the distance that they can push. So in this case, I was running an old 1080p extender over Cat 5. That one had to be upgraded when I upgraded to the 4K camera. So I took a look around. I seen what was available out there on the marketplace. These particular ones had a further distance rating, and they also said that they could support technically the 4K over Cat 5 as long as you're underneath a certain distance. Now, in this particular case, I am running over Cat 5 back to the codec, so as you can see, it is working. So pretty much everything here is good. Now, if you were going over a longer distance, we definitely want to use the Cat 6, Cat 6A, Cat 7, something along those routes to make sure that we get the full resolution and full support back to the main codec. So, again, all this is pretty much straightforward. I just need to connect an HDMI cable on both ends and a Cat cable in between, and I'm good to go. So again, thank you here for joining us for another edition of Cisco Unboxed. Today, again, we were showing off the Tripp Lite extenders over Cat 5 via HDBaseT. So again, if you need any additional help, feel free to reach out to us. If you're a reseller through your micro, we'll be happy to help point you in the right direction for extenders like this. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we look forward to seeing you on another Cisco Unboxed.